everybody, I'm meteorologist Chris Bailey here at KentuckyWeatherCenter.com. Thanks a bunch for joining us for this video blog discussion. It is Monday, first day of December. Hard to believe we're already now into meteorological winter time, which kicks off on the first day of December. Hope you had a good holiday. Thanksgiving now in the books, and we start looking ahead toward Christmas and the holidays that are just about upon us, and a lot of folks wanting a little snow to get them in that Christmas and holiday spirit, and we're going to try to come through for you as we go through the next couple of days. I know our Sunday was just absolutely yucky, to say the least. A lot of cold rain out there. We needed the rainfall, and we got it in some spots with more than a half inch or so, and temperatures that were upper 30s to low 40s. Oh, so close, right? We got all the snow up into parts of Michigan, Illinois, and sections of Wisconsin as opposed to dipping in here. But we do have some of those flakes that will be in here as we go through the next several days. At least flake chances coming up over the course of the next week or so. Before I get into the forecast, looking back on November, by the way, turning out about 3 to 3.5 degrees below normal across most of the area. 16 consecutive days of temperatures below normal for much of the state. A truly incredible middle and end of the month of November as far as cold is concerned. A lot of folks already seeing the snow cover on the ground at least several times. I know here at my house in Ashland, picking up about 1.5 inches or so. Parts of southeastern Kentucky, some areas had better than 3 and 4 inches in the higher elevations. All right, let's get on to the forecast discussion now as we look ahead into the next few days. I do want to show you what the current setup is now looking like across the eastern half of the country. And what you're seeing here is basically a water vapor map that is showing our storm system that didn't come together for this big powerhouse storm. It looks impressive on the vapor imagery. You see one low that is sitting out here across parts of Illinois as of this taping, or recording, if you will. Another low that is kind of separated from that across the mid-Atlantic states. And you notice that big stream of moisture heading up the eastern seaboard, not getting wrapped in to the system across the Ohio Valley. Thus, we're not getting a whole heck of a lot of moisture with this system back across the region, even when the low pressure is down under 990 millibars. So it's a fairly strong low. We're just getting the disconnect from the moisture supply from the East Coast back into the system. Plus, you see that little high pressure that's out across parts of the Texas Panhandle and New Mexico? It's a WIMP. That is not a true Canadian or Arctic by any means high pressure that would have provided a lot of cold air in here, and that's why we're going to be struggling today with getting a lot of the snows that will be falling from the skies to stick. What I've outlined for you here is a little disturbance on the back side of this. That's back across Iowa into sections of Missouri and Arkansas, Illinois, and it is going to be pushing through here as the day goes on. And that'll enhance our snow showers as we go through this Monday, and especially once we get into later this evening as temperatures go below freezing into the overnight period. We could put a little accumulation on the ground, not a whole heck of a lot, inch or less for much of central and eastern Kentucky. Get into the higher elevations down there across the Virginia border counties. Somebody may see a couple of inches, maybe 3 up on top of Black Mountain. Of course, nobody lives up there, so we don't give that a whole lot of care, if you will. But again, this may be enough to cause a few delays or cancellations first thing Tuesday morning with temperatures that'll be down in the 20s. Now, we will have snow showers on and off throughout most of this Monday. A lot of it won't stick, though, as temperatures will be at or a few degrees above the freezing mark. Unfortunately, the colder air that is wrapping back in, this is the European model, by the way, for Tuesday. You see that big surge of cold air in here. It gets in as a lot of the deeper moisture is already exiting the area. Could be some snow showers around first part of Tuesday, and then some on and off flurries as we go throughout the day for your Tuesday. We skip ahead now. I'm using the European model as we see an Arctic front that will be getting in here. This is really the first true taste of Arctic air across the country so far this fall and now into the early winter season. That front, this is by Thursday morning here, will be pushing across the crest of the Appalachian Mountains, big clipper low across the Great Lakes. What this likely means for us is that as we go into Wednesday, we see temperatures spike up through the 40s. Can we hit 50? Yeah, maybe across the south. But winds will be very gusty as well. Clouds increasing, showers for the second part of our Wednesday from northwest to southeast. Those will be on the increase. Cold air is going to try to catch up to the back edge of that moisture supply as it gets on out of here first thing Thursday morning. Can the cold air catch it? Right now, I think it will, and it could put down some light accumulating snows first thing on Thursday morning, but that is going to be a very tough race as far as the cold air trying to catch the precipitation before it gets on out of here. Then as we go into the rest of our Thursday, what that would likely mean would be some on and off snow showers and snow flurries. That's the European model. You saw the cold air, just off the charts cold compared to where we've been over the past few weeks that'll be getting in here. This is the GFS for Wednesday morning. You see a little weak low trying to pop there across the Texas Panhandle into Oklahoma, and you watch the progression. This is as we go into Wednesday evening. Showers beginning to press on in across much of the area. First thing on Thursday morning, you see that first blue line, that's the 0 Celsius line at 850 millibars just above the surface. And that's a good indicator, at least for the blog purposes anyway, a good indicator of where we may begin to see a little wintry precipitation mixing in or that switch over to snow. And as you can see, it's trying its best to catch the back edge of the precip as we go on into the morning hours on Thursday, and then just some flurries or snow showers as Arctic air pushes in here. That's a 1036 millibar high that the GFS and European, most of the models are advertising that for the end of the week. We've been warning you on the blog, the models would get colder, the numbers would get colder. They're doing that now. GFS really just beginning over the past 24 hours or so to see the depth of the cold air coming in for the middle and end of the week. It's not a good pattern for the GFS to get a handle on over the next couple of weeks. As a matter of fact, most of the models are probably going to struggle. Jump ahead here with the European model. This is as we go into Sunday morning, and the European is advertising yet another Arctic front that will slide through here as we go into Saturday night and could have some snows with that. And if that model is right, you notice the streamlines that are actually coming off of the Great Lakes. That would be a pretty good indication for some snow showers and maybe some snow squalls if that map does come to fruition as we go into Saturday night and Sunday, and that would be yet another cold air mass. GFS had been showing something similar to this last night with its last run. It kind of went off the reservation, if you will, and it's going to tend to do that right now. It's going to have some timing issues as we go through the course of the next couple of weeks. It's such an energetic pattern that is loaded with the potential for Arctic air to get in here, and we're actually going to see that potential come to pass later on this week and into the coming weekend. And then we're going to crank up some storms across the country as well. And what will happen in this type of setup, the models and especially the GFS will struggle with the timing of everything. It would be like putting me in the batter's box against Roger Clemens or somebody trying to hit a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. My timing isn't going to be anywhere close. And that's what the GFS is going to be struggling with as we go through the next several weeks. All right, that's all I've got for you this go-around. Hope you have a good Monday. And, of course, I'll be updating the potential for the wintry weather, an inch or less in most areas. A lot of what you see falling from the skies today, maybe a slushy accumulation, a lot of that will be melting unless we get in on some of the heavier bursts of snow showers. But I'll update the blog as we go throughout the Monday. And, as always, take care.